What's going on, everyone? Today is May 22nd. It is Wednesday for your midweek review. Hope everyone has been good this week. We've had a slow start to the week. We've got red folder news tomorrow, and I think Friday as well. We had some FOMC minutes today. Basically, for the rest of the week on Thursday, so tomorrow at 8:30, you have unemployment claims. And then at 9:45, you have a PMI for flash manufacturing and flash services being released at 9:45. And then you've got some new home sales being released at 10. And then on Friday at 8:30, you have some durable goods and some core durable goods, as well as an FOMC member speaking. And then to wrap up the week at 10 a.m., you have a revised consumer sentiment. So make sure that you are on the lookout for that. Obviously, red folders for the back half of the week. Other than that, I guess I'll go ahead and get to the dollar. Henry, you got anything?
All good. Let's jump in.
All right. Tell me when you got my screen.
All set.
Okay, so with regards to the dollar, obviously we're talking about how we've closed back below this BISI. So price could, I'm curious to see if price wants to, on the weekly, could pull up a little bit more and could potentially, let me make sure that this is set. It could pull up a little bit more and find its way up to maybe retest the lower half of the CIBI again. So I could see that before we fall on the higher time frame things, or higher time frame way of things. So we could come and test this, but I want to see price continue to target obviously the sell side at 103.880 and then fill the rest of this this BISI in here. But really on the dailies where it says the most with regards to following it, we did keep candle closure in here. So I am noting that, you know, there was candle closure respected here with regards to this BISI. But just because of us being in such a deep discount in the way that indices look right now, unless anything changes on the look of indices, I'd still like to see lower dollar. You can see that obviously we are inside this BISI, but if I remove this BISI, really just focusing in on this CIBI in here, right? And I'm taking this low to this high, and I'm understanding this premium, right? The equilibrium right here. Price is now traded into a premium today and tested that equilibrium level. Notice also how we closed. Note the closure, right? Right at that equilibrium. So I am noting that we have fully filled this CIBI now. So I would like to see price have a willingness to trade lower off of that, right? We don't necessarily have to trade all the way outside of it tomorrow, but I would like to see some form of new displacement lower, right? Targeting this low and then targeting our main sell side at 103.880. So I am watching that on lower time frames. And for the most part, that is really it. If we do start to see closure above it and new displacement higher, I'd kind of go a little bit neutral for the most part. But I'm not, until I see that, I am going to stick with my my bearish bias and going to continue to try to see lower pricing. For the most part, if you're looking at the weekly profile too, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday have all made higher lows. So no liquidity has been taken there. And if you can note it, that Monday and Tuesday have already taken their highs as well. So just keep note there. Other than that, that's really about it for me. I'm really just watching candle body closure in and around the CIBI. I would like to see, though, tomorrow if we can close back below the CIBI. That is one thing that I am noting for tomorrow. I would like to be, or I would like price to close back below this CIBI, because now that we've fully filled this, I would like to see a willingness to trade at least away from premium and have the ability to close below that. If we don't do that, I could potentially see the possibility of us inverting that and then maybe even just respecting this BISI at whole. But I'm bearish right now, so until I see otherwise, I'm going to stay like that. That's it.
Okay. And just like we've been talking about in morning chart and chat, really simple analysis for the indices still going forward. On a monthly chart, start there. You can see that we have been continuing to expand higher. I'd like to see continued expansion as we head toward the back end of May. We do still have 9 days left in the month, but still just looking for price to trade higher on ES and NASDAQ and continue reaching for the buy side. We'll just keep them both up here to keep things simple. Weekly charts, we do have a significant amount of imbalance below, but we don't need to reach back into that immediately. In fact, we could continue expanding even as we get into the back end of the week. So I really just have my attention on the buy side. the highest high that's been created so far now that we are back above all-time highs. When you're trading at all-time highs, you want to focus your attention on long setups. So even though we have imbalance below and there is the possibility of making a return into those imbalances, I'm not giving my attention to short setups. So any retracement lower, I'm just looking at as an opportunity to find new frameworks for going long. Okay, drop down to a daily. You can see how on I'll just look at ES and NASDAQ individually here. On ES, we did draw down into the daily BISI, stayed in the upper portion of it, and then you can see in today's trading, we actually did go and run out Tuesday and Monday's low. Once again, drawing down into the daily BISI, left some relative equal lows down here, but that's okay because we're trading away from an imbalance and still respecting the higher end of it very nicely. So going into Thursday, I am expecting, or at least looking for prices to continue trading higher and reaching for the buy side above Wednesday's high. Okay. NASDAQ, same idea. After the close, we did go ahead and trade back through the high day and created a new all-time high here, and you can see that in the after hours we are already starting to reach for it. So continuing to just look for higher prices on NASDAQ as well, represented by the buy side liquidity here. And then beyond the buy side, we're just using standard deviations to determine where it can be reached to next, now that we don't have any swing highs or imbalances that exist above price from previous price data. That is all. So just higher prices for indices. Carson, last thoughts?
Nope, all good there. I'm in agreement.
Okay.
That's about it.
All good. Then stay safe, be responsible, and we'll see you in the Discord. Take care, everyone.
Peace.